I'm not even gonna lie, like in my years of AI annotation, I've seen really terrible CVs, like from people who don't know the kind of experience to put, the kind of skills, like the educational requirements, and how to target their CVs. And this is what has motivated me to do this over 15 minutes long video explaining how you could actually create your own CV. So watch this video till the end, and I'm going to give you a complete guide on how to get these gigs, these AI annotation jobs, a CV that is actually going to propel you further in getting this gig. Now, to support this channel, please like the video, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate when you do that. Thanks a lot, guys, for always being here and watch the video. Hello, guys. So now to start, we're going to open our Microsoft Word. Now, if you don't have a computer, you can go to a cyber cafe or use a friend's computer, because most of these applications you use to create CV, when you're done with it, when it gets to save, they will tell you to pay money to save what you've done. So it's just better you use a computer. Now, to understand why we want to create a very effective CV, I have done a little search on ATS. Now, to understand what ATS is simply just applicant tracking system, and this system actually helps to scan through a lot of resumes or CVs to actually see if it actually meets a simple formatting style, and it fits the context of the job, and it's readable, the grammar and everything. Now, you're applying for a freelance or an AI annotation role, and recruiters can't go through your CV manually. So they use this system to actually scan through the old CVs. Now, why I advise never to use AI while creating your CV for this application is that you're applying for an AI company, and even if ATS don't generally scan for AI in resumes, they actually have their own way of actually detecting if you use AIs to write your resume. So don't just go and pack information from AI just to put in this CV we are going to create. So you're going to be creating the information you're using yourself. Now, the first thing we want to do is open our Microsoft Word and go to a blank document. Now, to save time for this video, I've already typed what I'm going to instruct you to type. So the first thing is going to be your profile. You're going to write about who you are and what I'm going to show you what I've already typed. Then the next section you're going to do is your experience. I generally advise you use 3 experiences, and the first one should be an experience with a top AI company. I've already made a search here, and these are top AI companies, but in this case, I used Mindrift for my first experience. You could use any of this, perfectly okay. So when you get this already, you're going to use your Mindrift. The second should be a freelance website that is very popular, and I'm using Upwork. Then the third should most likely be an actual physical job, which I said I was a research assistant. Now, this is just a sample. It doesn't mean I've done these roles, but you could actually use these things because nobody's going to verify your CV. Now, I've already done that here, and you can see this information already here. So you can see I've already typed my profile summary, a scholar of English and literature with interest in modern technology and how it improves the living standards of humanity. I have ample experience as a freelancer on Upwork with an all 5-star rating. One of my key defining qualities is that I give my job utmost attention in order to ensure quality while delivering in timely manner. So I typed all this 100% myself. I didn't use any AI, and I want you to do the same. So I ended with thus creating a balance with work and scholarship. So now the next thing you want to do, now this is not the CV, this is just a blank document we're creating, is to go down here and and write experiences down. So I put Mindrift, what I did, data annotator slash QA expert, my start to stop date. Now, always have a stop date for your jobs, so it does not feel like you are already overworked. Yeah, I'm still working on Mindrift, but if I want to apply for maybe Super Annotate, I want to make sure I'm saying I'm not working with these people anymore, because some projects actually are the same across different vendors like Mindrift, Super Annotate, whatever I want, Pareto. So we want to make sure we are saying we no longer work with these people, because sometimes they don't want you to work on the same project with different vendors. So we're stopping here. Even if we're currently working on the paper on our CV, we've stopped working with them. Now, the experiences, you see what I did under the Mind Drift. Everything here, the 4 experience I put here were all calculated. The first one is targeting search engine gigs. So I said evaluated pairwise search engine results to identify the better option and improve algorithm and recommendation system. So this is targeting to try to make sure they know that I can actually work if it's a search engine evaluation gig, which is like a very huge chunk of the kind of work you do as an AI annotator. Now, the second one says, I review product and verify alignment to categories in shopping website. This is another huge chunk of AI annotation jobs. You'll be working with very popular household names. Now, if you notice, I don't call the names of clients, even if I know the people I've done this work with, like the shopping website I'm talking about. I will not say, for example, reviewed work with, let's say, Amazon, and no, it shows that you're not, you don't understand the principles and the laws of NDA, because NDA is a non-disclosure act, and all these AI companies want to make sure you actually understand that you're not to disclose what you've done or what you've worked with them. So I'm not going to put all those information here. I'm just going to make it anonymous. So the third one you see, it's targeted to prompt evaluation roles. And I said I compare response to prompts to ensure safety, helpfulness, and factuality. And the last one is actually targeted to my QA background, where I said I review submissions from annotators and give constructive feedbacks. So these are all targeted and done they are done purposefully. Now, the next experience here is Upwork. While I say have a stop date, but Upwork, I didn't have a stop date because it's very clear that Upwork is a general freelance platform. You don't stop, you just have an account. So even if you're not working, so it's always understandable that someone may not work actively and still be on Upwork. Now, the last one I did was my university, like a physical teaching experience. You could use a regular teacher here. And this is to target domain expert roles. There are roles where they just want you to actually show that you're an expert in a domain so that you could give helpful information based on your knowledge of that domain. So this is why I did this, and I said assisted in teaching research centered courses to undergraduates in the Department of English and Language Studies. So here we say proofread and mentor students in research writing and ethics, and we marked exams and documented results accurately and timely. So these are already, if you've done this, then you're very good to go. So like I said, go ahead and type this in a blank page. Now, when we're done with this, the next thing we want to actually do is to click Ctrl N now and go to a completely new page and start the actual creation of the CV. Remember, ATS wants your CVs to be simple. So all this overcomplicated formatting that you guys do sometimes, they are not helpful. So we just want to go to our layout, go to the margin, and we're going to click on narrow and change the paper size to A4. Now, to make it very simple, we could actually type and center. I did a live stream and that was what I thought, but unfortunately I deleted that live stream with a mistake. But now we're going to use tables. This is also very smooth, a 2x1 table. Then we're just going to type our name. So we're going to type our name, enter to the next line, and we type what we're doing. So I'm just going to put online data analyst. Then we go to this side and we put our email. This is not my actual email, but I'm just using it for example. Go to the next line, we'll put our phone number, +234, just example. And we go to the next line and we put our address. I'm just going to put Lagos, Nigeria. So one thing also, if you go home, you want to make sure it's in Calibri font 11 because it's a very simple, clear font. So one thing I like to do is to use all caps for my name. So I can just come here and use all caps, completely uppercase. Then I will just make this the first words capital. Yeah. Then I will go ahead and increase the font size of this to like 36. So yeah, 36. So I'm going to highlight all this and I'm going to align it to the left. So right align rather. Then let me shift this so that this will fit. I think this is too big. So let me just reduce it to the font size a little. I think this is okay. So already it's coming out very fine, and I want to change this to like font 14. 11 is too small for this one. Yeah, font 14. Now we want to click on the table, and we could remove the borders by clicking here and going to no border. We could also easily, yeah, you can do it from the top and just put no border. So perfect. We've gotten the first part. Now we go click enter to get a completely new space. Now we want to type experience, profile rather, profile. And remember, we've already typed that. Now, when you type this profile, you just come to this place to put a line under to give this smooth look. Yeah, perfect. Now we can just go to the document where we've already typed our profile and just copy everything here and paste it. We paste it here. Now you want to make sure this one is justified. So if it's not, in this case, I already justified it there. You can just come here and click here to justify it this way. So this is perfect. We already have this. Now we can change this font to font. Let's use 12 for, let's stick with 14. 14 is good. Then we also bold it. So it's coming out very fine and very simple. Then we go ahead and copy this. Then we paste it here and just change this to experience. Experience. Then we can go and copy our experience text. We're going to copy just mind drift experience. Control C. We go back to this document we're creating and we change this and paste the mind drift experience here. Okay, this looks clean. Now we want to put all this in bullet points. Yeah, make it cleaner. This is very clean already. You can see how it's coming out. Now, when we're done with this, okay, let me bold. Do I need just, just use your natural design instincts to create this. So I'm just going to put this font 12 because they are headers and I want them to be a little bit bigger, and June should be capital letter J. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Very nice. So we can copy this and paste it under. So we don't have to go through the process again and edit. But since we already have that there, so we should think it's just easier for us to just copy the already existing one and just have to edit it again. So we're just gonna copy it, come here. Yeah, it's looking great already. We can go ahead now and copy the third experience. We just go ahead and copy this, Control C. So this is, you see how easy it is and fast because we created them, Control Z. We highlight all this and use font 12 for the headers. Yeah, then we highlight all this and we use bullet points. You see how it's coming out very simple and very sharp. Now, I also like using no spaces here so that it looks more unified. I'm just going to remove the extra spaces between this so that it's clear that they are one part. Move the extra spaces there and remove the extra spaces. So I just highlight there and I go to remove the spaces in between them. So we're done with the experience section. The next thing we want to do now, we didn't type down already because it's not a difficult thing, is the education. So I could just, to make it easy, I could just copy this, go down and paste it. Why is it? Okay, let me just enter. Yeah. So now I could come down and under this, I change this to education. Then this, we just put the university we attended. So yeah, this is not my actual information. I'm just filling Delta State University. We go tabs and put the year. So let's say 2020. I like using my most recent education. So now if you're an undergraduate, don't put undergraduate here. Nobody's verifying this information for these AI gigs. So just go ahead and put your graduation there. You just fast track your distance. So yeah, I'm going to put start from masters. I actually do have this degree. In fact, I have a PhD in view, but for sample's sake, I'm not going to put my PhD because not a lot of you have that. And even if you're allowed to lie, I think at a point it's too much. So let's just put, if you're going to lie with masters, so let's just you start from masters. So we're going to put 2024, 2022 to 20 to, let me use month, July 2024. So we say, let's say May 2022 to July 2024. Then we're gonna put what we had, the degree, let's say masters in arts, bracket, English and community. So you just go ahead and type this. Then we can put, if you have a good grade, if you don't, you could leave this like this. But if you have a good grade, what you could do, you could just come here. If you have a distinction, this is not my actual, I'm just putting distinction. Yeah, perfect. Now we could copy this like this, Control C, and just paste it here again. Now we put this, let's say you attended the same university, but now we're going to put bachelor's. We're just going to put bachelor degree, English and communication. Now let's say second class upper honors, second class. So we could do this second class upper bracket honors. Now we're done with this. Now the last thing we want to do is to create a skill section. So I could just copy this, paste it also, very easy. And I just want a little bit extra space, but we're going to come to that. Skills. Now you want to put skills that shows that you actually know what you're doing. So we're going to put Microsoft Office suits, very important skill. We're going to put research skills. Now, if your job you're applying for has, like, you can see skills that they want, you could go ahead and put. So I will just put AI annotation. I don't know if this should pass as a skill. We'll just go ahead and add it as skills. Um, um, front end design, graphics. So you just put relevant skills. Now, one thing I like to do for these online gigs, I like my CV, my information to fit in one page. So I could just highlight this and I will just reduce the line spacings to, let's say, one line spacing for the skills. Then I can just come to the border and draw the border down to force it into one page. So like this, we're done with the CV already. It's a very simple CV that will be very easy to be like to be actually viewed by any ATS software that could, like, very easily accessible, and you can be easily reviewed. Now I can zoom out a little so you see the entire CV, very neat and simple for AI annotation and freelance gigs. So if you use this CV to apply, definitely CV is not going to be your issue when applying. So this is what I want to share in this video: how to create your simple CVs that could actually get you these AI annotation gigs. I will also share the sample of this CV when, like, in the comment section. So thanks guys for watching, and success in your freelance and AI career.